Hi, my name is Skylar McKay, and I'm so excited here to share with you a general overview of the ideal consult. Now, I've covered a lot of critical techniques in my previous videos that you can leverage during the consult to quickly identify pain, build value, tie in the customer's emotion into their problem, tee up the presentation, and get into the ideal close. Now, I want to go over an interesting book called The Secrets of the Master Closer. So Mike Kaplan is the author. Now, his techniques aren't going to work for just about anybody in sales. Just like any sales book, you know, The Challenger, Chris Voss's book, Never Split the Difference, The Little Red Book of Sales, The Challenger. I mean, you want to take techniques out of the book that pertain to your industry that you sell to. Not everything's going to work, right? I want to say from doing these videos, I've had to understand these techniques like the back of my hand, right? I have to explain them in short clips on how to do it to best help you guys. The purpose of my videos is to take all these different techniques studied throughout the world and quickly add them all in together and show you guys how to leverage all of them in a consult. Now, from personal experience using these techniques, last Friday, it was insane. I mean, I've generated the company thousands and thousands of dollars. I had about 14 orders, which is unheard of for my industry in one day. Now, it just shows you that this stuff works, guys. You have to practice it, you know, to where it just becomes a habit, a part of you. And it'll make you a better person altogether. Now, Mike Kaplan's book, Secrets of the Master Closer, he talks about the ideal consult. So the layout, right? So you have the introduction, you qualify them, that would be like the discovery process. You find the problem, that would also be in the discovery process. You set up the presentation, that means you tee it up to get into the presentation. And then you have your presentation, and then you have your yes pattern, which would be tie downs. Customer now wants the product, you close on the product or service, now you deliver. So, you know, that's his overview of it all, but I want to talk about how you use the techniques that I've kind of covered in my videos in between or in each step, all right? Now, in the introduction process, you got to remember to use the word help as much as possible. You are here to help them. You want to uncover their problem, solve that problem, help them. Now, you're the industry expert, so in your introduction, the script that you make, you need to label yourself as that expert. You need to talk about your experience in their industry. Remember, you're their industry expert, all right? Once you've laid out the introduction, now you are in the discovery process. A good way, from my experience, to have the floor and give the illusion of control to the customer is to ask them simply, Mr. Customers, just so I can best help you today, can I ask you some questions about your business? They're gonna say yes. And now you have the floor and you want to use calibrated questions. That's a technique I covered in my previous videos. Calibrated questions to uncover critical data such as pain that you can leverage during the consult to boost the likelihood of you closing the deal. Now, calibrated questions, if you remember, they always usually start with what and how. Some great calibrated questions you can use during the discovery process to get a sense of the pain that they're dealing with, so you can uncover the buying motive, would be saying something like this. What's the problem that we're looking to solve today? What's the biggest thing keeping you up at night, right? Now the customer is going to share what their problem is, and when they share their problem, you want to dissect it further. A lot of times you'll get those answers where it's just that simple answer, 9 out of 10 times. Something like this. Well, you know, things have just been slow. Well, you can use mirroring, which is another technique I use in my videos, where you restate the last 3 words that they said to you and use strong voice inflection. So an example would be like, yeah, it's really slow right now, Skylar. You could say, it's slow right now. Pause. Now they're going to open themselves up more and they're going to talk about really what's behind that. So they could say, oh, well, you know, I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on XYZ and it's just not cutting it out. Now, what you can do is you can label the emotions that they're feeling behind that problem to make it more real for them and build value, because now they see that you're listening to them and they're just going to open up more and give you more data that you can leverage. That's the whole goal in the discovery process. So now they told you more about the problem. Now you label it and label the emotion behind the problem. Well, Mr. Customer, it sounds like this can't continue to keep happening. It must be extremely frustrating. Oh, well, absolutely, Skylar. We need to get some more clients or whatever. They start going into their run, just talking about the problem more, which is great. And now you can tee up the presentation once you have all that critical data, because you have the buying motive, right? So you have the motive to why they need to buy your solution. And that's because your solution is going to solve their problem. So now you tee up the presentation. Well, Mr. Customer, if I could, we've been tracking things in your industry for XYZ. If I can show you exactly what our top clients do in your industry to solve this problem, is that something that you would want to hear? Or even better, Mr. Customer, if I can show you exactly how we solve this problem for our customers in your industry, is that something that you would like to see? Boom. Now you teed up the floor to present your solution, and you're going to build value throughout the whole entire way using tie downs. A great way to keep them in tune while you're presenting the solution to their problem is leveraging tie downs. Now, tie downs is when you state a piece of data, and what you do is you get an acknowledgement after. And what I mean by that is you explain, hey, Mr. Customer, so this is how we're going to set it up. Does that make sense? Oh, absolutely. Right? Or you could say, are you tracking so far? Are you following? So I hope that helps. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of, kind of that introduction, the discovery process, teeing up the presentation. I'll talk more. I just want to keep this short, but we'll talk more about the close and some of the techniques you can leverage there. But just wanted to give you a quick overview of some of the techniques I've already covered and ideally how to lay it out in a consult. Thanks so much for listening, and stay tuned to my next videos.